Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics, They're Bad For You, or if you're watching this on my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Today we're going to be reviewing the final issue of Female Furies, issue 6. The cover is a lie. This is stupid. Yes, they somehow get a victory over Darkseid, but Darkseid was so written out of character that this is basically just an imaginary story within an imaginary universe. This is like a bunch of people within the DC universe making up a stupid story telling how Darkseid was beaten by a bunch of little girls. It might as well have been a bunch of little girls with how out of character the Female Furies are. The cover is just bad, showing Big Barda with her foot over Darkseid's head. Well, the statue of Darkseid with her boot on his head. It's just bad. The first page shows Big Barda talking to a bunch of women in one of the lower depths of Apocalypse. Apparently they keep their women pregnant and barefoot, making sure they keep making more children. This is the first time I've ever heard anything about that. And they're all looking like they're out of the 18th century with old-time clothes. Apparently, they find Big Barda insulting, and they say to her, "Go home. We don't want to give up what we already have." And what happens next? Do the Female Furies fight and kill these women like they should? Because the Female Furies are some of the best warriors on Apocalypse. I keep saying that, even though what happens next pretty much defies that entire idea. No. The Female Furies at first listen to these women as they continue to say, "Get out of here, we don't want to listen to you." And they end up, Big Barda takes out her power rod and gets ready to fight. Well, Lashina takes out her whip. I'm calling it a whip. There might be another name for it. It looks like a piece of mummy wrapping and all that. But most likely it's just, you can call it a whip. So I'll call it that. What do these two great warriors do? No. They continue to listen to the women insult them. And not only those two, but all of the Female Furies run out of there. Stampa says, "It's hard not to fight back." You're the Female Furies! Kill them! You should have killed anyone who opposed you in the first issue. No, you took more and more and more excrement from everyone around you on Apocalypse. This is just bad. Now, we have Granny Goodness thinking she's going to get a reward from Darkseid, but instead she's greeted by wonderful Willick, and he breaks in his cousin, saying that his nephew, to be exact, is going to be her new boss. And he's just a dumb-looking little guy. And this is just bad. And this has nothing to do with the Fourth World. This is a Mad Magazine parody, only a bad one. This is so bad. And once again, the Female Furies are at one of those random restaurants that apparently are so plentiful on Apocalypse. Apocalypse, the hell world. Apocalypse, where Darkseid is the Satan. No, they don't have restaurants at Apocalypse. This is dumb. And they're drinking various alcohols, and they're wondering how they can get the women of the world to help them. No, this is dumb. This is bad. You're destroying Jack Kirby's, one of Jack Kirby's best creations. You're destroying it, Cecile Castellucci. You are so bad at this. And the illustrator, Andrea Milo, well, he has to do what his superiors order him to do, and others have commented on that. So yeah, but he still shares a good portion of this blame. Here we have the Female Furies trying to contact Beautiful Dreamers, and they have Stampa and another one of the Furies watch over them while Lashina and Big Barda and Mad Harriet try and contact her. Now I have heard Androna Milo has pretty much made insults in his art for work for what he's been forced to do on Female Furies, but I don't really see it. Here we see Big Barda with her baby, Lashina being a great warrior and being rewarded for it, and Mad Harriet being a doctor. Mad Harriet, the psychopath, is a doctor. Yeah, I don't think these are their dreams. These are your dreams, Cecile Castellucci, and you didn't do it because you're making comic books, so there's no way you're going to become a doctor, let alone get anyone to marry you and have a baby. Mad Harriet tells them that their dream is a good one, and she's sure that it'll be accomplished. Now, watch these characters back here. You see the woman in white in the battle bikini, and the other woman behind her. Now, we'll apparently learn more about them later on in this issue, and apparently Big Barda doesn't know any of these women either. Neither does Lashina. Now, we come next to when the Big Barda and the rest of the Female Furies are coming back to Granny Goodness. Granny Goodness is apparently burning all their stuff, and all the Female Furies are horrified at this. And, well, you did betray Granny Goodness, so you can't imagine she's going to be happy to have you back. And apparently they are about to go into a fight with Granny Goodness's new squad of Female Furies. And we see that blonde woman I mentioned earlier. Well, they just said they don't know who any of these people are, which means they don't know who this blonde woman is. But apparently they actually do. So it's kind of confusing. Do you actually know her, Big Barda, or do you not know her? How is it that you dream about a woman you've never met? You find this woman in your own apartment, and she's burning your stuff, and you say you don't know her. But now you suddenly know her name. All of them are fighting, and they say they should all get along together. But these women apparently don't believe that and are trying to fight the Female Furies. Later on, Granny Goodness abandons them, and the Female Furies join forces with these other characters we barely even know. And she's attacking Tigra, trying to get Lump, that little pink monster she created. And here, apparently, the big black box exemplifies that Tigra is now unconscious, but it looks like they completely screwed the art here. It's just bad. Afterwards, we see those other characters who joined the Female Furies invigorate and try to talk the various women of the world to rise up and take the planet for themselves. Yes, Apocalypse, the Hell World, ruled by God, the God of evil, Darkseid, is going to be beaten by a bunch of little girls and a bunch of women who all they do is make babies, who are overweight, and they probably never fought. This is just bad. And here we have all the male gods of Apocalypse now being worried as their entire world is coming apart. We see Steppenwolf commenting on this, that they should escape. And we see Darkseid with his eyes huge, looking almost terrified. Darkseid, the ruler of Apocalypse. Darkseid, the god of evil, frightened and being fearful with his eyes so wide. This is bad! That's not Darkseid! This is so bad! This is bad. Later on, afterwards, in a few moments, as Darkseid is trying to flee, he's confronted by Granny Goodness, and she unleashes Lump upon him. And now, because he has some of Darkseid's DNA, he uses Darkseid's powers. Even though Darkseid is basically an outer god and should be able to easily warp this little guy into the ground, or whether kill him outright, he's having to fight him. This is bad. Darkseid should have wiped the floor with all of them. And apparently they eventually harm him. And he apparently says this is over Granny Goodness. And they don't finish him off. But Granny Goodness says, it doesn't matter. We know the truth. That Darkseid is a coward. Yes, Darkseid is a coward. You turned Darkseid into a coward, Cecile Castellucci. And you should be ashamed of that. That's not Darkseid. This is your pathetic little pandering to the SJWs, you little, know nothing, not even able to write properly. Later on, the Female Furies free the world. Big Barda goes home to scot-free, and the issue ends. And I'm glad. This entire series was bad. I hate it. Don't read it. Avoid it at all costs. Now, if you like this video, Subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to me. And I also want you to hit that bell and get notifications for all my videos. And remember, hit that like button and leave some comments down below. And if you're watching this at BitChute, at my BitChute channel, Comic Freak, subscribe there too. Also, keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.